A teenager is shot after being mistaken for a squirrel during a hunting trip. Maxwell House Coffee is going to rebrand themselves as Maxwell Apartment Coffee. And 5 days after giving birth, a woman wins a Mortal Kombat tournament with her baby in her arms. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast we got for you right here on your podcast playlist. Got some weird stories for you. Come on, let's go. I want to make the weird news. I really think that I can make weird news. A teenager died in Iowa after being mistaken for a squirrel on a hunting expedition. Well, at the time, he was eating a handful of nuts, so we got to give the shooter a free pass. In all fairness, the squirrels out there in Iowa, they're 6 feet tall and they wear human skin. So, occasionally you're going to shoot a human thinking it's a squirrel. So it's completely reasonable. Let's get into this story. I'm so sorry. It's sad. A teenager had to die for hunting with dummies. This is in rural Iowa, where people aren't that bright. He was shot by a fellow hunter who apparently mistook him for a squirrel. It's not easy, though, to differentiate between humans and squirrels. Though, guys, you know how hard that can be. My shortcut is to look for a tail. I think that's a major difference between humans and squirrels. Some people use the size, because humans are much bigger. Squirrels are much smaller. But sometimes it's tricky to judge the physiology when you don't put them side by side. At least it is for people that live in rural Iowa. Now we have here a poor Casey Ryan, 17, was hunting for squirrels when gunfire from someone in his group struck him in the back of the head. The Department of Natural Resources said that Ryan, quote, was mistaken for a squirrel by a member of his hunting party. Yeah, I think the majority of hunting accidents happen within the group because, stupid loves hunting. See Dick Cheney. Now, the incident took place at 3 p.m., according to investigators, so you can't blame this on darkness. Sadly, Ryan later died from his injuries at the University of Iowa Healthcare Medical Center. His death is currently being investigated by the Iowa Department of Natural Resources and the Sheriff's Office, where the shooting occurred. Very sad, very sad. You know what's even sadder is that they were hunting squirrels. I mean, how lame is squirrel hunting? I mean, I don't even hunt, but if I wanted to and you invited me and then you're like, hey, here's your gun, we're going to go hunt squirrels. I'd be like, actually, I'd like to adult hunt, please. Hunting for squirrels? What is this? I mean, come on, is that even hunting? I mean, what are you doing? Blasting something that can fit into my hand? That just doesn't make any sense. I want to hunt something that is larger than me, preferably, and that probably tastes good. I mean, people eat squirrel. You eat squirrel meat. Is that a thing? It doesn't sound very appetizing to me, but I mean, you could imagine the kind of people that would be eating squirrels. So, I mean, there's no crossover between their lifestyle and mine whatsoever. All right, there is a GoFundMe campaign that was launched in the wake of Ryan's death, and they've raised more than $50,000 as of yesterday. I'll post a link to it because, I might as well use my podcast for good in the world, and I think it's sad what happened. And what's even more sad is that no one will probably be held responsible for this. They'll just chalk it up as a hunting accident, and everyone will go about their lives. But, I mean, this should be scrutinized by investigators because, I mean, what a lame excuse. I thought he was a squirrel. I mean, are you sure you didn't want this person to perish? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. But, then again, I'm no private dick. I'm no Philip Marlowe. I just find it hard to believe that you confused a man for a squirrel. That's all. Maxwell House Coffee is going to rebrand themselves as Maxwell Apartment. Tell me we're in a housing crisis without telling me we're in a housing crisis. American coffee brand Maxwell House. Are we all familiar? Some of you don't live in the States. Maybe you don't know Maxwell House. It's a commercial coffee company, very cheap and pretty disgusting. If you're a coffee connoisseur like I am, you wouldn't touch Maxwell House with a 10-foot pole, as they say. Maxwell House is what my family drank when I was a child. It's what I grew up on, so you can imagine how difficult it was. I don't know if you can sue for child abuse retroactively, but that was pretty abusive. We also had Folgers in the house occasionally because, the commercial said they had flavor crystals, and that fooled everybody back in the early 90s. So what's happening is Maxwell House thinks it's funny that people can't afford homes right now, so they're rebranding themselves as Maxwell Apartment. Because it's so funny. I think companies everywhere should do that. Like Pizza Hut should call themselves Pizza Tent or Pizza Homeless Encampment, or IHOP, International House of Pancakes. Why not call yourself IGOP, the International Garage of Pancakes? Or ISOP, International Shelter of Pancakes. I mean, it's all so funny how no one can afford housing right now, isn't it? What was Maxwell House's second choice? I'd love to know as they were drawing it up on the board right there. Maxwell living with my parents? How about that? Maxwell van with a dead battery in a Walmart parking lot? How about that one? They're all so funny, right? Don't stop there, Maxwell House. Sell some instant single cup servings and call it Maxwell Park Bench or Maxwell Roommate. Isn't being broke funny? Maxwell House is owned by the North America division of the Kraft Heinz Company. Yeah, I'm sure they're not evil at all. Maxwell House says it is rebranding to reflect its legacy. Good to the last drop. I always thought that was funny. Good to the last drop. As if you could finish a cup of Maxwell. As if you'd want to. I mean, I'd wish that on my enemies. In a time when almost a third of Americans are opting to rent instead of purchasing a home. Oh, yeah, really? We're just opting to rent. Wow, how out of touch are you, Maxwell House? Yeah, Americans these days are choosing less money in favor of alternative lifestyles. Opting to rent instead of buying a home. Like, we could all buy a home. Like, my entire generation can't buy a home. The generation behind me can't buy a home. But according to Maxwell House, this is the life I've chosen, right? This is what I want. I don't want who wants to own a home. No, I love having roommates when I'm over 40. That's where I want to be in life. Maxwell House says this change of the name aims to celebrate the principle that guided their brand, enjoying quality coffee without the cafe price tag. To celebrate the limited time rebrand, the company's offering consumers a 12-month, quote, lease of Maxwell Apartment Coffee, which is designed to save coffee lovers across the U.S. some money. For less than $40, consumers can stock their pantry with a full year of coffee to save coffee enthusiasts more than $1,000 annually. Yeah, but then you're stuck drinking that bland-ass coffee for the year. Who wants that? Here's a quote from the Kraft Heinz Company about coffee. 2/3 of American adults drink coffee every day. Did you know? This can add up quickly, especially these days. Maxwell House believes no one should have to go without great tasting coffee. And Maxwell Apartment delivers the same delicious taste people know and love at a value that celebrates all our fans are doing to make smart choices in their lives. You're like living in apartments. Smart choices. No, I absolutely love listening to my neighbor on the other side of the wall struggling at night to breathe on his CPAP machine. That's just great living right there. Maxwell House knows it. Just sit down with a cup of that bland-ass coffee and appreciate the fact that I've never had a washer-dryer in my unit. But that's the good part. Take a Maxwell Apartment coffee on the go with you to the laundromat because you don't have in-unit washer-dryer. But hey, that's what Americans want right now. Right, Kraft Heinz? You got your finger on the pulse of what's going on. After all, I mean, your consumer base is the middle class, which apparently is disappearing, and you're not aware of it. And in other news, Home Depot's getting really cute and rebranding themselves Cardboard Box Depot because it's funny.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
5 days after giving birth, a woman wins a Mortal Kombat video game tournament while holding her newborn. This is a weird yet wholesome story, very inspiring. We have a woman here after having a flawless delivery. She's won a Mortal Kombat tournament. I don't even know they had Mortal Kombat tournaments anymore. This was a video game that I really enjoyed to play many, many years ago. I was actually pretty good at it. Never entered any tournaments, but you guys are probably wondering, like, what character were you good at? What fighter was your go-to? And it was Liu Kang. I knew all the moves to Liu Kang. Let's find out what fighter this woman used to win the Mortal Kombat. I assume it's a world tournament. Let's find out. Fighting game tournaments are terrifyingly competitive. Every input matters, as players who have mastered their game of choice use everything at their disposal to take down their opponent and make the most of their mistakes. It's stressful enough, so how this one player managed to win her local tournament is nothing short of awe-inspiring. We have here a Mortal Kombat player, participant named Legion. This is the woman who bagged the top prize last weekend. And believe it or not, she did it while holding her 5-day-old daughter in her arms. Yes, 5 days. She delivered her baby through C-section. 5 days later, she's in the tournament. Incredible. Here's a quote from Legion. She says, "I only won because she coached me mid-set. I'm still recovering from a brutal C-section that almost resulted in a rupture, but went well because my surgeons are goated. Glad that I left the house and it gave us a small idea of how to gauge bringing our daughter to tournaments and travel. She was pretty chill, actually." Wow, I think this mom is the goat, if we're being real here. Legion. Legion's daughter's name is Cereza, and she certainly must have been chill. We can see in the images from the event little Cereza in her mother's arms while she's playing Mortal Kombat XL. And yet Legion still took home the top prize. Can you imagine playing against her in this tournament? I mean, if she asked me, "Hey, do you mind if I hold my baby?" I would think it's a joke. I'm like, yeah, lady, sure, hold your baby and play. I mean, okay, are you sure you want to do that? Next thing you know, she kicks ass. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. What a badass. I mean, can you imagine a baby in one arm, fatalities in the other? What a champ. A flawless delivery. I wonder if anybody yelled out, natality, babality, maternity. Are any of these phrases resonating with anybody? Am I making Mortal Kombat fans laugh at least? Sometimes these episodes are very niche. Now, it says on her gamer page, Legion is full of praise for her local fighting game scene. She has a long history with the genre. She used to play Street Fighter VI back in the day, but now she's on to Mortal Kombat. And not only is the GOAT dropping babies, she's dropping opponents in these tournaments. Hey, now. This woman is what you call old school, rugged, like they used to be. You know, you hear stories about legends about how women would just give birth in the fields and keep on working on the farm. Wouldn't even faze them. This woman's giving birth and picking up the joystick like it's nothing. I mean, it's also a social commentary if you think about it. It says a lot about how my country is unable to provide affordable health care for someone that's defending the Earth's realm at that. Come on now. Now it says here, Legion's journey doesn't end here, though. After winning the Mortal Kombat tournament, she's looking for another fighting game to get into and hopes that Invisible V's is good enough to sink some time into. I've never heard of Invisible V's. It could be Invisible Fives. I'm sorry, Invincible. I'm getting the whole damn thing wrong. I'm not really someone who's following video games these days, guys. I've been out of the game for a while, guys. You know, I'm just saying. Just put down my joystick a few years ago, you know, picked up a microphone instead and was like, you know, I'm going to go in that closet for a few years. Maybe something positive will happen.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi, my listeners, my loyal listeners, the people that are sticking with me on the Weird AF News podcast, pumping out weird news most days of the week anyways. Just trying to give you your little daily fix. It's a crazy world right now. The news is very debilitating, so hopefully you're getting something in the form of a entertaining diversion, let's just say. You also learn about the world. Like, who knew there's a Mortal Kombat tournament? I don't know about that crap. Who knew that, you know, national coffee companies like to laugh at poor people? Well, I didn't know these things. Now we're learning. We're learning. Hey, so listen, tomorrow's Friday, which is very important. Maybe you're new to the show and you don't know this, but on Friday, I only do weird news from Florida. I call it Florida Friday, and it's been kind of successful over the years, so I'm going to continue that trend. A lot of you have suggested I do Texas Tuesday or Tennessee Tuesday and some other, but no, we're just going to do Florida Friday. It's all I can handle as far as singular states go, to be honest with you. I think if I added another insane state each week, it would drive me insane. So we're going to continue Florida Friday. Now, this means, I'm telling you this in case you come across any Florida news you'd like to send over to me. That would be very, very helpful. My email is funnyjones@gmail.com, and my Instagram is @funnyjones. Feel free to slide into my DMs. Also, this weekend, if you'd like to see me perform comedy, I'm headlining Tustin, California. That's down in Orange County, very close to Anaheim. That's just to give you the idea where that is. And it's the 17th Street Grill. The information's on my Instagram @funnyjones. Come on by, say hello, have a margarita. Buy me a margarita. We'll have margaritas together. If you want to add some shots to that, it's no problem. I'll smoke you up in the parking lot. How about that? Jonesy, what are you making promises of herbivores? Herbs? Yeah, I promise herbs. Anyways, I dig you. All right, stay cool, and I'll see you tomorrow.